I wanted to make a copy of this painting by Otto Müller, and failed ones and succeeded ones. I'll show you both work progresses anyway if you stay tuned. Hello print fans! Today I want to work with this Otto Müller painting that I love a lot. Otto Müller was a German painter who partly worked in the artist group Die Brücke and was most successful in the 1910s and 20s. This one's called The Couple in the Bar, and the dress code seems rather liberal. I printed out a black and white copy, fit to the size of the gel plate and the paper I want to print on, and draw directly on it with a wax pencil. And by this you can do a resist transfer of the basic outlines and the black areas onto the Gelli Plate, and then add PanPastels to it. This is a first for the PanPastels for me, and also a first to try them on the gel plate here. I am using wax sticks that are just the usual for kids, a cheap brand. I'm following the back lines on the copy with the wax stick. I am using a black one here, but I should have taken a color to be able to see where I've been already on the copy, and moreover that you see it. After all, the color here does not matter, as it works just as the resist paint. Just a slight touch with the wax for the lips and other delicate lines. For the stronger outlines I use it with a bit of pressure, whereas in the areas that are taken back in the original I only run it slightly above the surface. As you see, this works really well for different shades of resist. The man in the back is really a caricature of male lust, I think. He's not very important for the painting, as Müller painted him out of focus and warped. He looks like a vulture to me, preying on the woman, while she is sensuous and natural. But maybe that is just how I see them. It's a bummer that you cannot see how I drew the wax, but you'll see the result. For the resist print, I'm using my trusty acrylic paint, the Liquitex Black. I really think it's the best one for resist prints, and as a pickup color too. It is highly pigmented and a bit more fluid, and I use it for magazine and laser copies too. I roll out a thin and even layer, which is important for the resist technique. You get a feel for it when you've tried it a couple times. Now I'm putting the waxed copy face down on top and sort of caress the backside. Do not press too hard or the resist will not work. So, as you can see, it worked really well. That is because the copy paper picked up the paint on the gel plate only where there was no wax, and thereby leaving a perfect copy of the black areas. In other words, what you see here is not the wax, but the acrylic paint being left on the plate. I could take the print like this and work on the print, but I want to try to put the PanPastels on the plate too, and I have no idea if that will be picked up as well also, or how well I can work on the Gelli plate directly. Now look how the sun is shining on their faces. That's really lovely. These brushes, or what they're called, you always get when you buy a set of PanPastels. PanPastels are very expensive, so only buy it when you're sure, or maybe you just buy one color and try it out before. While I'm working here, I have the feeling that it's not really possible to spread the PanPastel out too much. So I'm sort of, after a while, I'm really a little bit disappointed, because when you make a mark, most times it's not able to change it again unless you go over it with another color. But when you take the print afterwards, that color would be under this red color, if you know what I mean. Especially here on the arm, I had some difficulties. As you can see, I can't really spread these marks any further. So I'm filling in the red areas where I see them, and then afterwards I will lighten these areas on the body with the beige color. The skin tone is not as yellowish as in the original, but it's not so important for me to copy the colors exactly. It works okay to mingle the skin tone with the red on the plate. It looks okay for me, it feels okay, but I'm not sure what the print is going to look like. We'll see. This is a sponge I'm using here. It's okay for broader areas, but well, I thought the brush thing worked better, although it's the same material on the tip. I work his face and neck rather quickly and roughly because that's what it's supposed to look like. I'm using a third color, a green color, for the shadows on the bodies. On skin, you always have to have a little bit of green in it. It gets a little confusing to check with the original there, because everything is mirrored, of course. But when I print it, it will be mirrored back and be just like the original. It was easier with the beige, but for the green now, I have again this stubbornness that I can't move the color too much. Well, I guess that's only natural because it's just a powder and not a liquid. But I wanted to try it. I guess I'll not do it again. So I'm almost there. I did pretty much of what I wanted to do. And you can see that where the colors meet, that they don't mingle very well. So I'm kind of well, I'm thinking about which color to pick it up with, either black or white, and probably the black would be better to make the whole thing darker. But then for some reason I don't dare, and I use the white color. I'm sorry, there's a bit of film missing, so I put on the white pickup color, rolled it out thinly and evenly on the gel plate over the painting. Yeah, and you can see that the paper doesn't pick up very much of the color, and like most of it stays on the plate. And also I think this print looks yucky. Don't like it at all. So as there was so much of the pan pastel left on the plate, I just thought, okay, I'll try the black color now. And especially because all the black outlines have disappeared, it will probably work quite well with the black as a pickup color. So same with the black Liquitex, thinly and evenly. So I rub it on quite strongly and then leave it for like 2 minutes or so to suck up more of the pan pastel while it dries. And as you can see, there's still more pan pastel left on the plate. So I could probably even more prints. And voila. And I really like the black pickup. It's a bit dark, and I want to add some pan pastels, which was not the plan initially, but I'll do it. And it works so much better to work on that paper, to actually work over the pan pastel paint and over the acrylic paint as well. So much better. There is this hand down here under the table. I'm not really sure who it belongs to. I guess it's the man's. Oh God, he really looks like a bird now. I could really flatten out the brush strokes, even them out with my finger or with this brush. But I purposefully I want to leave some marks that really look like brush strokes. I am painting all the colors. I'm painting them again, so painting the whole thing all over. But yeah, I don't know if it was really worth it to try the pan pastels on the Gelli plate. Maybe you guys know something that I don't know, how it would be easier to work with the pan pastels directly on the Gelli plate. I really have to say I love the pan pastels, but not on the gel plate. Yeah, tell me what you think. And my aim is actually to try out every medium I can think of for you on the gel plate. And sometimes it just doesn't work, or maybe it works differently. So tell me, which medium would you like me to try out? I thought the next video could be about my about ink. Yeah, tell me your opinion. And one more thing, the pan pastel sticks on the gel plate now, and I'll try to wash it off. Didn't film that though. With soap and water, that didn't work at all. So you have to use some vegetable oil, linseed oil, or whatever you would use for the gel plate. So that's no problem. Just be sure to wipe off the sticky oily stuff afterwards with water and soap, so that there's not too much oil left on your gel plate. And yeah, this is it. Tell me how you like this one. Nothing turned out like I wanted it to. I was quite surprised a few times here. But you have to try everything to know how it works, or if it works. I'm quite happy with the one. See you next week. Bye.